Hello everyone, welcome to the Creative Camper Soaps. So I have made peppermint soap again. It's a favorite and I've decided to add it to my regular lineup. This time when I made it, I did it frosted and sprinkled and it looks really great. But when I have it year-round, I'll probably switch it over to a more simple soap just to keep it in the regular lineup all year long because it seems to be one that's asked for quite a bit. So come on along, we're going to talk about being creative in this video and we'll see how that goes. All right, we're going to use peppermint, which is often asked for, but never had in stock except for at Christmas time. So this will be a nice first for everyone. Looks like this will be done in time for ladies at the lakes. While I try to talk, hopefully I won't mess up while I'm talking. So questions have been asked. What inspired me to make soap? What keeps you focused and motivated? And what inspires your creativity? Okay. So, what inspired me to make soap? Let me give you just a little background about me. I was a lucky kid who grew up in close proximity to both sets of grandparents. One of them was the neighbors next door, and the other one was 2 miles away, if that. So I was really fortunate that they were a part of my life consistently. And my grandma that lived next door to me, she was an artist. I mean, I don't know what else to say. She was into a lot of different things, from weaving, pottery, painting, dyeing her own materials and spinning her own yarn and wool and stuff to use for her projects. So all that stuff I got to put my hands into. Anything she was doing, she would encourage us to take those steps with her. So I was introduced to all of that stuff, and I don't know if it clicked. I don't know if that's just, God created me with that kind of artist mind or whatever, but I've always been like that as well. So all my life, I feel like I've been doing something, especially my adult life, whether it's sewing. There was a time when I was sewing my younger son's clothes, their jeans, their shirts, even hooded sweatshirts, my husband's Hawaiian print shirts. crocheting. Gosh, what else did I do? So many different things, but it seemed like I was always doing something. And then I developed a reaction somewhere in there to the Bath and Beauty products I was using. So I had to start making my own, and I made liquid stuff. And it was just because I needed it. It was out of necessity. And I'd always thought about making cold process soap, but I had a daycare in my home, and so that just did not seem like a wise thing to do with all the kids around. It was just something I didn't want to have that stuff around. The lye solution. Lye is perfectly fine once it's saponified with the oils, but before that it's not good. It's not okay to have around little kids. So I never did it. And then, was it 2020 or 2019? I can't remember which one. I finally decided to give it a go and make Christmas presents. And I fell in love with it, and I saw that I could be really creative with it, and it was a good outlet for me. So I wanted to continue doing it, and that's how the Creative Camper Soaps was born. And so where does my inspiration come from? I don't know. Where does an artist's inspiration come from? Usually from inside, right? If I get stuck, I may use color palettes. Sometimes it's things in nature, a sunset, something I'll see while I'm hiking. Just ideas I get in my head. I mean, the birthday bash soap I made this year, I thought about that for a whole year. How I was gonna do it, what I was gonna do. So let's get this. I want to blend this again, but I think I want to pour a little bit off first. Let's add a little bit more of this first. What keeps you focused and motivated? Well, I think just wanting to see success. Really wanting to make a go of this and really wanting to see success, and knowing that that doesn't just happen overnight, and it's something that needs to be built on. It might take years, but just wanting to be successful at something on the business side of it. Not so much on the creative side of it. Got a little bit of pink in there. I'll just go like that. Okay, I'm going to pour some of this off for frosting. Should be enough. Might be a little too much. Alrighty. And then I'm going to mix this a little bit with the blender. I think we're going to, what was I going to do with this? Why don't I do a in the pot? Last one I did, I forgot what I did, but let's do an in the pot.
save some of this for the frosting. That's probably better than the other. We do not need this much pink, so all right, there we go. We're just gonna pour it in. So what do you guys think? Do you guys think that artists are born or created? Or maybe a little bit of both? I will say I have introduced my children to many different types of art mediums, and not one of them is interested in art, which makes me think it's something in you. Look at that, it's pretty. All right, we don't need to do anything to this top because I'm gonna frost it. So we're just gonna set this aside. I'm gonna come back to this. How is it that I lose things in just such a little space? There it is. Get some of this color off. So now instead of waiting for hours for this to set, I'll probably wait about 10-15 minutes. But I'm going to go ahead and get it ready. But I think since I started using these Ziploc bags instead of regular piping bags, I prefer the Ziploc bags. Alright, that clip will help prevent it from spilling out the other end. And I get some of this color down the sides. Pink is a lot better than the red because it has some titanium dioxide in it. My other grandma, the one that lived a couple miles away, she was a seamstress, a really good seamstress. for her is something that I remember. And it's kind of bummed because as an adult you can look back, and hindsight is 20/20, but as a younger kid or a teenager, I really wasn't interested much in learning how to sew. So I didn't take advantage of that as much, but then what do you know, I actually inherited my grandma's sewing machine and got really good at it, really enjoyed it. Wish that I had space and room to have it out all the time. For the future. Okay, so actually I close this, but I'm gonna leave this open. I'm gonna let it set up for about 10 minutes and we'll be back. Okay, we're back and we're gonna see how this goes. See if this is ready. Zip it up. I think it'll be okay. Open this up. Yep, that's perfectly fine. A little bit red here, but that's the only place. It's on the inside. I can see it here. It's on the inside of these stars, so maybe when they get cut, we are going to add one more element to them. Some soap sprinkles. Yes, these are made out of soap. Another thing that might be part of an artist's brain is writing. I used to enjoy writing poetry and stories. Maybe someday I will find the time to do that again. And I think that I think both of my grandparents enjoyed that. Both of my grandpas enjoyed writing. I do remember one of my grandpas was pretty much a storyteller. Alrighty, there it is, guys. Peppermint.
Ooh, pretty.